Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Penny Owens, and this is Intentional Tuesdays. I am so excited to be here today. I am brand new here at United Front Network, and I am very excited to be a part of the team. This is the first daytime podcast, and I'm very honored to be able to be here to help you on your journey with what you're doing and what God has planned for you. So, for those who have not been here before, I usually do this on Facebook Live, but now it'll be on YouTube and it'll be a part of Instagram, a part of the United Front. Yay! I'm so excited. Now, Intentional Tuesdays, that is where we stay ready so we don't have to get ready. Okay. And what that entails is that we come here to refresh our spirits and we make sure that we set our intentions every week. We do this intentionally. We make sure that we have our mindsets in the place that it's supposed to be. We make sure that we are not stressing and we're not tripping about the things that do not matter anymore, the things that we need to let go of, or it's on its way out the door. We are making plenty of room for what God has for us. That's what Intentional Tuesdays is for, okay? It's not just for tacos. I'm just saying, I'm not mad at tacos, but there's more to do with the rest of your time. So, today's Intentional Tuesday is about help, how each of us need help. You can't do anything on your own, okay? That's just the truth of it. Accept it and be willing to understand that it's just a fact. So, we are here to help each other. We are the help. Sometimes we are so busy looking forward and looking outwards, trying to figure out, well, who's going to help me? Who do I need to ask these questions to? Who? And I'm here to let you know it's you, it's each other, and it's inside. You don't have to look so far ahead and wait for this magical moment that will give you answers or that's going to give you the trajectory that you need to prevail and reach the next level in your life. No matter where you are, you can be stable and happy exactly where you are. You're like, okay, I just need a little bit of help, or I just want a different kind of promotion. There's plenty to do, plenty. Or you might be just starting off. I just got that business card. I just got the promotion. I just moved here. Wherever you are in your life, I'm just letting you know there are more things coming. God has more plans for you. This is not just it. So don't get too comfortable. Be present. Enjoy what it is that you're doing. But understand that at any point, if you have questions or you need help, it's available. And it starts with you. And it starts with your immediate circle. It's there. So don't get frustrated. Now, with that, what else does it mean when I say that we are the help? Understand that there's information that someone close to you, they want to hear it from you. There's a stranger who wants to hear it from you. So that means just be ready to answer some questions. Be ready to offer that kind word or give up that resource that someone else did not know about, but you did. The help's right there in front of them. And it's you. It's you. So be the change that we are always just waiting for. We get so frustrated because we feel like we can't find the answers, what we need, what we really require to just advance. And the truth of the matter is, it's not that far. It's not that far away from you at all. So we're going to make sure that we touch on a few points. I'm going to be looking a little bit out of camera because I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Okay. It's a thing. It's a real thing because it's important. I put a lot of thought into what creates our obstacles and not just our personal lives, but our professional lives. And help is a big thing. There are some things that just never transfer hands. You feel like you're just so close, but so far at the same time. And I want to help merge that gap so that you can understand I can do whatever it is that I put my mindset to, and the world is a playground. I have plenty of options. I have plenty of new things that I can be enjoying. Don't sell yourself short just because you don't think that you have help, that you don't have options, or that's not available to you, because that's not true at all. It's not true at all. So let me pull these up. Let me pull these up. I'm really excited to be a part of the network. They are amazing people and they are doing big things. So this is, it's not work. It's fun with fun people. That's how I feel. I'm really excited. So let me start off with first, well, what's the importance of seeking help? When I when I was younger and, like in my 20s, I really felt like I was a very resourceful person. Like, okay, Google was just starting to pop off and you just knew that it was just a question away. Okay, it's just a question away. My mother raised me to ask questions, do your own research. So I figure, okay, I can figure out whatever it is that I need for whatever it is that I want and where I'm going. So I figured I had all my answers, right? You just you look in the newspaper. For you new people, that was paper with words on it. It was white and black before we had our phones. But you would look up different information, or you would go to the library, and whatever questions you had, you would go find a book and look for it. So I figured I know exactly where to go when I need things answered for me. So that's what I would do. But I didn't realize that with not knowing what you're doing, like especially when you're in a brand new place with questions, you don't know where to start. You don't really know exactly what questions to ask when you're seeking help. You just, you're just in this place where, okay, you're inquisitive and you know that you need help, which is really important, but you don't know exactly how to go about it to get it. So I would start reading and trying to just answer this question in my head, like, okay, I'm looking for a new job and I'm like, I want to be in customer service jobs. It sounds easy, right? Let me try to find out, what are customer service jobs? Where do I look for customer service jobs? But I didn't realize that, okay, these books are outdated, one. And when it comes to networking and really putting yourself out there to receive a job or a promotion, just something that you want, you need to talk to people. Reading it is not going to be enough. So I thought that I could get my help by just looking in the resources that were going to provide it for me. But it wasn't enough. And I didn't know that it wasn't enough. I spent a lot of time trying to figure this out on my own and never requested help. Now, of course, after a month and getting frustrated and not getting the results that I wanted, I finally just figured out, let me just ask somebody. Let me go see who is available to get this question answered for me. I need help. Let me tell you, asking for help does not come easy to everybody. There's plenty of people and there's plenty of reasons why we don't ask for help. We see it as weakness, or we don't want to let someone else understand that we may be confused or unprepared. Like, we don't like how it feels. We don't like admitting that for ourselves. But let me tell you, it's absolutely fine. All of us are in that place that we never know everything. We never know what it is that we need, especially in new places. You've never been here before. You don't know what that looks like. You don't know what you're missing. I always tell people, you don't know what you don't know. And it sounds real cliche. It sounds real simple, but it's true. You don't know what you don't know. So you have to put yourself in a place to receive answers when you don't know the questions. Sometimes you don't even realize that you need help, but it's completely natural. Every person alive needs help. There's nothing that we can do that's just by ourselves. There's a process, there's other people attached to it at some point. Even if they're not standing in front of you, it was attached to somebody else, whatever it is, okay? I mean, whether it's gas or something that you're eating, you didn't make that food, you just bought it. Therefore, it touched someone else's hand. Someone else had to get it. That's already an easy example of there's someone else involved in your life, even if you think that you're by yourself. But when I realized that, okay, let me just ask for some help, as soon as I asked, so how do I go about finding customer service jobs? The lady that I asked, that was exactly her field. That's exactly what she knew how to do the best. She was in that field for 27 years, and she knew all about customer service, how to go about getting the jobs, what companies were the best, how the attitude that you want to have if you want to be in that field, what books to read for that field. And I'm just sitting there thinking, it's just the job. It's just going to pay the bills. It's something that's easy I can do. I like customers. Why not? There were so many different details that I never thought about. And this person, the first person that I asked, had all the answers. It was amazing. I didn't have to spend a lot of time lost at all. I was in the right place at the right time. And I just needed to cooperate and ask for help. And she led me down a very powerful path. Like I ended up not even necessarily just being at like customer service on the phone. I was in-house secretarial status and having a good time. Like I really enjoyed it. And I never thought that that would be what I was going to do. I just thought I was just feeling a need, something simple, but just taking the pride aside and asking for help. She gave me way more than what I was asking for. That's how God works. You may not have the question, but He has the answers. And if you just ask, He's going to give you more than you thought you needed. So you just want to just position yourself and just ask for help. What's the worst going to happen? Answers, or you're going to have to ask somebody else. It's pretty simple, but we just fight it all the time. And we understand that we all go through it. We all go through these things where you need somebody there to assist you. We all have issues. We all have confusing times. We all have negative spots in our lives that you don't really care for, that you don't know how to maneuver through. There was a quote once that said, we're all in the same storm, but we're in different boats. Okay, I get that. Like I feel that. You know what? You know what that storm is called? Life. Life, like really, we're all a part of it in different parts, in different aspects, different details, but it's all the same thing. And you just can't do it by yourself. And it'll pass. Storms pass. They come, they're scary, kind of knock you off your place, or you're distracting, but then they pass. We all have to go through that. So I'm sorry to tell you, but you're human. Okay. Now, with this, you want to understand that we all go through it, right? But you want to understand not just what you can receive when it comes to needing help. Because remember, we all go through it. And if we're all going through it, that means somebody else needs help. Is there something that you can do that you just kind of walk around with in your head, or a talent that you just happen to be good at, and you don't even realize that it's beneficial for someone standing right next to you? That there might be someone right in front of you or down the street who just need help with that specific task. Of course you don't know that. Like I said, you don't know what you don't know. But that doesn't mean that it's not available. And that does not mean that you can't be very beneficial in somebody's life. There's someone else around you that probably needs help. God has a way of positioning us around others, and you don't know their story. That's why you're supposed to be kind. You don't know who you're around. You don't know their need. You don't know the story, but you're right there and you're a part of it. You're a part of it. Someone's standing next to you or driving next to you, and guess what? You're the one person using your blinkers, okay? You're making them feel safe on the road. You're the one person that they don't have to cuss out and honk their horn because you're actually following the rules, right? You're the one person next to them that they don't mind standing next to in the store. You make them, you have the proper amount of space. You feel good. You're smelling good. They like being there. You don't know how you're affecting the other people around you. We don't know, but believe me, whether they talk to you or not, that's a whole nother thing. But you are a part of many people's lives, and you have no clue what God wants to do for you and how He wants to use you for others. The same way that you need help, someone else does too. So are you going to be one of those people that are willing to help? Or are you someone who just wants to, give and never take? Or you want to take and never give? Like, where do you stand with that? You don't have to talk about it. That's up to you. You figure it out. But I'm just saying, we are usually positioned to initiate change in other people's lives, and we just don't even think so. Sometimes you have to be willing to just volunteer help, just put out there that you're available or just speak. Your mouth, your knowledge, your experience, it's helping somebody, whether they know your name, whether they ask for it, and you never think about that. But I promise you, it's real. It's truth. Now, when you acknowledge that, just as humanity in general, right? Help is a part of our vital needs. This is what we need to survive. You were not made and created by yourself. Look around. You don't live on earth by yourself. So that means you're going to be interacting with other people. That's just the fact. You're going to need something from other people, and they are going to need something from you. A lot of times, especially nowadays, we get caught up with the give and take, and we think that people just are just using you. They're just using you. Let me be the first to tell you, yes, they are. Even the people that you like are using you. It's how it works. You just want to make sure that you are using others and you're not being like nasty about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're being humble and you understand what it is that you're trying to get from them. And it's not in a very malicious way. And you also want to position yourself to be used, because that's how it works. We work together. We are here on this planet together. We're supposed to use each other. And you want to be surrounded by people that you can use. When I say that, I don't mean somebody that you're going to use and abuse. Someone that you're going to use for comfort. Someone that you're going to use for advice, that you're going to use for support. And you want to be around people that are willing to give that to you. They're willing to be used. Like, call me when you need me. That's a form of being used. It's just not negative. We get so stuck in our minds and we turn it into negative things. We get so sensitive versus the fact it's just a fact. I don't see why you in your feelings about it. It's a fact. We use each other, and that's how it works. You want to be in a relationship where you can use and give to those people. Just make sure that you're doing both. Make sure that the people that you're doing it with are not malicious, that care about you, and they're giving to you too. If they're just take, and that's probably why you feel that way. And that's whether that's your supervisor, if that's your employees, your children, whoever it is, make sure that this is give and take. That is called balance. It's not called being used. You're supposed to be used. That's why you're here. God wants to use you. He wants you to carry out different things and touch different people in the simplest forms. But like I said, we get so carried away and so sensitive about, oh, they're using me, that using me. That's a blessing and a curse sometimes. But that means that you're doing something right, that somebody's interested in what you are doing, what you are saying, what you can bring to the table. They want to use you. There's so many people that I'm telling you, you don't even ask a question for. You won't borrow a nickel from them because you go, what? You know, they don't have it. You're not interested at all. Those people are not being able to be used. They have nothing to give. So if somebody wants to use you, it's actually a compliment. So get out of your feelings a little bit. It's a compliment. Now, if it's something that is too much that they're asking for, and you can't do it, just simply say no. If it's something you're not interested in helping with, then simply say, I can't. But don't get in your feelings, get upset because somebody wants to use you, because that's how it's supposed to work. We're supposed to use each other. When you go to Starbucks to get your coffee, you're using the cashier to give you your drink, to make your drink. You're using them. You didn't do it. You see what I'm saying? This is what we do. We use each other. You just want to make sure that you are in the place to give, and that it's not malicious, and that you're not being abused. That's how that works. And that's all it is. It is very, very simple. But we get so caught up. Now, another thing when it comes to being used, you need people. You need to use some folks, okay? Mentors, you need their knowledge and their support. You need to use them, okay? You need help. We all need help. So you want to make sure that you're around people that can do just that, that can be of service and that can help you. And when you get the knowledge that you need, when you start getting into those experiences in those different places that you're trying to position yourself in now, make sure that you also are of service, that you also help the other people that are around you looking at you like, how did you do that? Okay, I was just talking to her. I didn't know that you got in that position. Like, when did you move? When did that happen to you? Share with them. Help them. Be that person so that they don't have to go look and be disappointed looking at somebody else. And this is for everyone because, like I said, we work together. Leaders, people that are in leadership positions, if nobody follows, if no one's asking questions, if they're not needed, they can't be used. Does that sound like a bad thing? No, you're supposed to be there to help. So it goes hand in hand. It's the same thing, different wording. I'm sure we've all heard that you want to make sure that you pay attention to the words that you use. Yes, pay attention to the words that you use. Pay attention to the emotions that you attach to it. Okay, because being used is it's not so bad. Okay, it's really not when it's done correctly, when it's in balance, when it's for a good positive purpose. It's not bad. And like I said, we all need help. Everyone, athletes need help. Okay, we different leaders need help. People in different religious groups, they need help. Governments need help. I'm sure we all can agree that that's a whole different conversation. We need some help on the front lines and we need some folks in the back. I'm just saying, help is not a bad thing. So if you want change, when I say that we are the help, we are the help. We are the change. And we are the ones to stimulate it, to keep it going, to make sure that we as a people have the help. If you don't see it, like if you genuinely are living somewhere or in your office, at work, or in your schools, if you are genuinely somewhere and you see a need and it is not being filled, like you just do not know where you're going to get this help from, then you be the one to figure it out and you be the one to supply it. Or at least the one to go find out how to fill that void, right? We don't need to keep waiting for others to fill it. You see it, you feel it. So take that on. It's not going to hurt you. You needed some help anyway. So just do it. We just get so caught up and so sensitive with everything. Cut it out. You're trying to be a better person. You're trying to be strong. You're trying to teach other people. Some of those emotions need to be relaxed and just let go. But help is not a weakness. It's a very, very strong thing. And we all deserve it. We all need it. And we're all very capable. Now, a lot of things when it comes to vulnerability, we look at that as a weakness and we don't like how it makes us feel. You feel anxious, you feel nervous, and you don't like it. It's uncomfortable. You grow when you're uncomfortable. It forces you to ask yourself the hard questions. Why am I here? Why am I doing this? Is this what I want? Is this what I need? Should I be here? How do I get out of this position? How do I get past this? How do I get to the next level? It forces you to ask yourself questions that keep you present and keep you moving. If you're uncomfortable, but you're avoiding it, guess what? You're not going to grow. You're not going to move forward because you didn't even ask the questions. You didn't do the work. So you want to make sure that allow yourself to be uncomfortable because that's where growth is. You don't have to stay there long because it's uncomfortable. Why would you want to stay there long? Get out, but allow it to happen and acknowledge it. All right. Vulnerability is not a negative thing. It is another emotion. It is another teaching moment, and it's natural. And there's power there. When you recognize that you have whatever issue or challenge that you're going through, you are not the only person to be going through it. But the way that it's making you feel, 9 times out of 10 is making somebody else feel that way too. So, how would you want to fix it? What kind of solution would you provide to be more comfortable, to not have to experience this emotion that you're feeling, but better yet, for the other people that are also feeling it? Like, what are you thinking about? Like, if you allow yourself to be vulnerable and you see the power in it, you start training your mind to get solutions and you're providing answers for not just yourself. Now, this is your knowledge and your experience. So it's helping other people too when you share it. That's powerful. That provides freedom for not just you, but for somebody else. And who knows who else they're going to share that with. So don't keep it to yourself. Enjoy it because it's very powerful. Vulnerability is where you find the truth. Most of us are out here fronting. Have you ever like walk past people or when you're talking to somebody you care about and you're like, so how are you? I'm fine. I'm good. I'm blessed. I'm fine. I'm good. Can't complain. When they give you those answers, those are like the fakest answers out there. It's the first very superficial answer. And I'm telling you, it's because they're trying not to be vulnerable. They don't want to be on the spot. They don't want you to know how they're feeling. But invulnerability is the truth. So don't avoid it. Don't hide it. You don't have to share with everybody, but I promise you, that's the truth. So if you're ever in a situation, whether it's in the office, in the community, like wherever you are, and it doesn't feel right, figure it out. Find out what's going on. Ask yourself some questions and get to the bottom of it. Because that's how you're going to progress and actually have a lasting result. Denial don't work for nobody. It doesn't. It just makes the problem stay until you feel like dealing with it. So why not deal with it when it's fresh, when it's hurting? Because I bet you can analyze that issue better. If you do it in that moment, you can look around and see, okay, well, why is this hurting? Why is this making me confused? Who asked it? Who threw it? Whatever. You can see it because it's right now. And once you conquer that, I'm telling you, you don't have to come back to it. You don't learn that lesson. I mean, for the most part. For the most part, if you just do it now, it's going to give you a better result in the long run. And that is an experience now. It's not a trauma. It's not a challenge. It's experience. And when you share that, it helps. Now, most of us, when we don't understand that, we tend to vent other people's in inappropriate ways and different inappropriate layers. We do it in the office. We do it in our homes with our family. We do it in social places, social media, where we are talking too much. We're complaining too much. We are not helping. Like you're just not helping. You are allowing the lack of help to be seen. And that causes mental issues. It causes depression. It causes the community to go down. And a lot of people don't think that. You think that it's just your issue. Once you start opening your mouth and talking about it, it's not just your issue. Other people can feel it. Other people can see it. You're touching other people's lives. They don't have to know your name. They're right there. They're next to you. They can see you. You have to be mindful of that. And that's why it's good where you can see it, they can see it, they can feel it. You know what you're going through, but when you project that outwards, it's going to have an effect on others. And on the opposite side, you can see when people are having a bad day. You can see when someone's confused or looking around like they're you know what I'm saying, they're clearly lost. Help them. People don't have to come to you and ask you anything or know your name to be of help, to be of service, to fill a void. Sometimes you just have to be aware. Just look around. Get off the phone. Just, get off the phone for a second and be present. You can be of service that way. Now, when it comes to, I guess, common areas where we need help, first of all, mental health is a true struggle. A true struggle. And especially if your faith is not strong, if you don't understand why you're here, what's the purpose? What does love look like? What does forgiveness look like? What does being of service look like? When you don't understand these things, when you don't know what community means, when you don't know what impact means, right? When you don't understand that for yourself, you're going to have some mental struggles. And they are real. They are real and they are lasting, okay? That is probably one of the most longevity type of pain that you can have. And you don't mean to. You just don't know how to ask for help. You don't know what to call it, but it's out there. So another part of identifying like common areas of help, need for help, are relationships. If you are not around a healthy relationship, then you do not know what it looks like and what it entails. You don't know what the details are to maintain a healthy relationship. You don't know what it feels like when you're in one. That's the case for a lot of people. The world has been unkind for all of us for a long time. Don't beat yourself for that. Look for the solutions, look for help, professional setbacks. A lot of times, like I said, you don't know what you don't know. So you don't know what areas you need help with because you don't even know how to formulate the questions. If you've never been in this position, especially professionally, how are you going to maintain it? How are you going to support it? How are you going to make sure that you do a really good job? How are you going to make sure that you stay educated and updated to the newest insights? You don't know. You've never been there before. So guess what? You tend to have the same job for a long time. You get really good at it because this is something you already know. You know how to do this job. You're loyal to it. You're very successful and you don't want to change things too much. So therefore you won't and therefore you don't. But that's how a lot of us get stuck in that same job for a very, very long time because you just don't know how to get past it. You didn't know that there was help available or no one volunteered it for you. And you just simply just didn't know how to ask for it. You did not know. You weren't there before. Now, life transitioning, all of us go through different transitions. We also, this happens with everything. Okay. If you have a new child, if you have a new relationship, if you move, you have a different position. If you just change you're in a circle, we go through transitions all the time. Some are not as pleasant as others. Like if you have a death in the family, especially if a broken relationships can be hard. But when you go through these different things, your life just changed. What you were going through beforehand is not what you are going through now. It's a transition, but it's just life. It is life and it's normal. What you need to understand what to do before it, you need help. Help doesn't mean that you're doing it wrong. Help means that you want to do it better, that you want to advance past whatever the issue is. And it doesn't have to be a negative issue. It could just be difficult or confusing. We look at it like it's so bad. And I'm telling you, change your mindset, change the words that you were using because it's not true. Help is just simply that. I just need some assistance. Just want a question answered. But it happens to all of us. Transitions are difficult or they're new. You've never done this before. So don't be hard on yourself. It's just a fact. Accept it, get your answers, and then let go of any anxieties. Let go of all anxieties because most of us are usually confused when we just don't have the answers. So get help with seeking answers. Thank God for Google, right? But I'm going to let you know. Go to God first before you go to Google. You will have less options. It'll be clearer. I'm just saying, practice, sit still, write your questions down privately, and see what you think of. See what comes to you. Ask God for help. And I promise you, you're going to get some answers. Because when you Google it, Google just gives everybody cancer. I don't know why, but it just seems to be true. Everything you Google turns out to give you cancer. So be careful about that Googling. But definitely consider researching things. And like I said, once you learn it, now you have the experience, you have the knowledge. So share it. Be somebody else's help. So they don't go to Google and get cancer. I'm just saying, it's not a bad thing. Just be of service and the experience will help go a long way. Now, how we are to help is that's how we're going to do it. Answer the question. When someone asks you something, answer the question. And this includes if you don't know. I love when somebody just tells me I don't know, because I would rather you say I don't know honestly than a lie and give me something crazy. Send me down the wrong path and just, I don't want to go into the woods and figure out something that you just didn't know the answer to and you know it, because that's going to be a problem. I don't want you to do that. Others feel that way too. And nowadays, things are so bad out here in these streets, for real. We don't have time for misinformation. You want to make sure that you get what you need so that you can do what you got to do, handle your business, and keep moving. So make sure that you check your resources and make sure that any information that you give to somebody else, make sure it's the truth, like it's facts. If you genuinely don't know, just say, I don't know. Nothing's going to happen because you don't know. But you got some smart people who they don't want to admit they don't know something. Watch those folks, because I mean, really, denial is very strong, but don't nobody have time for that. I'm not going to figure this out with you. It's either you can help me or point me to somebody who can help. If you don't know, that's fine. Just help me get the proper questions so that somebody else can help. Like, let somebody else do it. It doesn't have to be your quote unquote problem, because I do see a lot of people who they don't realize that a lot of people come to them and they go back to what we were talking about earlier. They feel like they're being used. Everybody comes to me. They always asking me. That is a compliment. You must be wise, child. If everybody comes to you asking you questions, that is not a bad thing. That's a good thing. Okay. I mean, maybe you can charge them if they really getting on your nerves, but I'm just saying it's a good thing. It's a compliment, because people don't go to, well, they shouldn't go to folks that are not as informed for questions. But the internet is changing that as we speak. But it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing at all. So don't fight it. When we share information versus just receiving it, we actually are making a more supportive community, which is, Lord knows that's what we need. We have a lot of people who don't want to share. They don't want to help you get to the next level because they're so busy worrying about you being the problem or being competition. And it's just not true. It's not true at all. One moment. See, we were talking about help. I needed to help and be of service. And it wasn't that bad at all. Thank you for your patience and cooperation. But like I was saying, we need a supportive community. We need people who are willing to help, willing to be of service, and willing to give that experience and that wisdom that they have. Because with that, with providing that need for a lot of people, you're going to have less people lost, less people depressed, less people confused about what's going on, and more people that can help. You'll have more people that others can depend on and ask questions to. And it won't always just be you. It won't always just be Google and things of that nature. So that's the goal. We want collectively to go into that direction. That's where we want to go. We want to make sure that this community will be more supportive, more helpful, so that everybody doesn't feel this way. Because I'm telling you, you're not the only person that feels that way. All of us do at some point, because we all need help. But we are the help, okay? Different ways that you can offer help is very simple. Like I said, sometimes just talking, just opening your mouth is going to help somebody. It doesn't have to be like a long Google form and somebody has to fill out a sheet and take tickets just to call your name. No. Catching that door, it did a lot. People think like small gestures are pointless. Small gestures change people's lives all the time. All the time. Holding the door for someone, volunteering directions for someone that is lost, a simple smile. Those are all different ways to help. And it makes a difference. Being a kind person makes a difference in so many people's lives. There's a whole ripple effect just from that kindness. You don't have to be so intelligent, so busy, so important in your job. No, you don't. You just have to be a kind human, compassionate person. And it helps, because we need a lot of that. There's a lot of people that's on the other side of the spectrum, and a lot of people are doing it for different reasons. You know, they're trying to be strong, protective of themselves. Like they're trying to, some of them, I don't know what they're doing. I don't even know if they know what they're doing, but the truth of the matter is we need that kindness. So be that person and be the one to just offer their help. Don't wait for someone to be so vulnerable and in such a need that they have to come to you and then formally ask, because it'll go a lot better if you just give it up. Just give up the kindness. I'm just saying, just be nice. One other way that you can also help, volunteer in your local organizations and throughout the community. Find a need for whatever it is that you just enjoy yourself. I'm sure there's other people who enjoy it too. So position yourself to help others. You want to cause a ripple effect? You want to change the world in real time? Volunteer somewhere. Volunteer somewhere, and that is instant gratification. Not that that should be necessarily the reason to do it, but that is a good start because there are so many people that are desperately in need. They don't have the option to have pride, okay, no matter what the details are in their situation. And if you, anybody, why not you, are there to be of service and to help them, they're grateful for it. You are changing their life, and they probably don't want anything from you for it. It's free. It's free. You didn't get paid, but you paid them with kindness. Life is all good. Like it's a whole good circle. Just being in a position to volunteer to help people, mentoring others. Like I said, the mentorship, guys, we need that greatly as well too. Your experience is needed, and it does not matter what it is. Your experience, it does not have to be a highly professional job. It can be customer service. It can be at the gas station. It could be a school crosswalk attendant. You have no clue who you're standing next to in that room, outdoors, in the parking lot. You don't know how God wants to use you, and you don't know what information He wants you to use to help. Just be there and be ready. Guys, we all need help, and we need to look inside for the ways that we can help because we are the help. We can change our world in real time by just starting inside. Y'all heard the song Man in the Mirror, or Woman in the Mirror. Is true. It is very true. So find ways that you can practice asking for help, looking for help, and providing help. Because we all need it. At some point, we all need it. Thank you. I'm really excited that you guys were here. I hope the rest of your week is smooth, not traumatic at all. My goal is for everyone this week before the week lets out to not only have helped somebody, but receive something you didn't know you needed. And I'm talking about something big that you didn't even know that you needed, just so you can be so grateful that you got it. So you can really see this help in real time for your lives because you're stepping up and we're stepping out. So let's make sure that we stay ready so we don't have to get ready. Thank you for joining me on Intentional Tuesdays, and I'll see you guys next week at 12 noon Central Standard Time, okay? This was awesome, and I will see you guys next week.